This right here is the all-new Redmi Note 15. And this is one of those smartphones that doesn't try to shock you in the first 5 minutes. On the surface, it looks familiar, but once you leave with this smartphone, you start noticing that Xiaomi picked a few things to fix this time. Actually, bigger battery, better protection against dust and water, newer software with longer software updates, all while keeping the price quite reasonable. I've been using the smartphone for a short while now, not just unboxing it and calling it a day, and the real question is simple. Is this just another yearly refresh, or is this one of those smartphones that quietly becomes that default recommendation? I know you want to find out, and so without taking much of your time, yo guys, let's get started. Opening the box feels very familiar, and honestly, that's not a bad thing. You get this smartphone, a 33-watt fast charger, a USB A to C cable, a nice protective silicone case, and the usual paperwork. In 2026, the fact that Xiaomi is still including a charger and a case is something I don't take for granted. You're ready to use this smartphone straight out of the box. The first thing that genuinely surprised me about the Redmi Note 15 is how slim it feels. This smartphone is just about 7.9mm thick, and yet somehow it's packing a massive 6000 mAh battery inside. That's not normal, especially at this price. Compared to the Redmi Note 14 from last year, which already felt comfortable, this one feels even more refined in the hand. At around 184 grams, it doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel bulky, and using it one-handed doesn't feel like a workout. The back of the smartphone has what feels like a matte finish that does a great job of hiding fingerprints. I have the black version here, and it honestly looks more expensive than it has any right to. It's subtle, clean, and doesn't really scream budget smartphone. The frame is still plastic, no metal here, but I'm fine with that. What I care about here is durability, and this is where Redmi actually improved things. The Redmi Note 15 now has an IP64 rating from the IP54 on the Note 14, and that means better dust protection and improved resistance against splashes. It's not waterproof, but it's the kind of upgrade you appreciate the first time rain catches you off guard. It also has this hybrid type of dual SIM tray, so either one SIM with memory expansion or both without memory expansion. There's still an IR blaster at the top, and yes, I still use it to control electronics. Being able to control your TVs, your air conditioners from the smartphone never gets old. What I always will talk about on smartphones that use the in-display fingerprint scanners is the placement. I don't like it close to the bottom because it's difficult to easily reach in that position. I wonder why these brands take it this far. Now let's talk about the display, because this is one of the strongest parts of the Redmi Note 15. You're getting a 6.77-inch AMOLED panel, slightly bigger than 6.67-inch from last year on the Note 14. This size increase might sound small on paper, but in use, it feels more immersive, especially for videos and gaming. I like the fact that it has this slightly curved display, so you do not see a lot of bezel like other cheap entry smartphones. It has this cool factor to it. The panel runs at 120 Hz, so everything feels smooth, but the real headline here is the brightness. This display can hit up to 3200 nits at peak, which is genuinely wild for this category. Using the smartphone outdoors in harsh sunlight is a non-issue. It also supports high-frequency PWM dimming, which means less eye strain at nights. So if you're the type of person that scrolls in bed with the light off, your eyes will appreciate this more than you think. Out of the box, this smartphone dynamically switches between 60 Hz and 120 Hz, depending on what you're doing. But you can lock it if you want 60 Hz or 120 Hz from the display settings. But honestly, the automatic mode works so well that I just left it alone. This is easily one of the best displays you'll find at this price. The Redmi Note 15 comes with stereo speakers and Dolby Atmos support, and they're actually quite solid. They get loud, vocals are clear, and for YouTube, movies and casual music listening, they do the job. There's also support for high-res audio through USB-C, which is great if you use wired headphones with an adapter or a DAC, digital to audio converters. Under the hood, you get the Helio G100 Ultra, which is similar to the G99 Ultra in the Note 14 from last year. So if you're expecting a massive jump in raw performance, that's not what this phone is about. You get the same performance as before for everyday tasks, apps open quickly, scrolling is fluid, and multitasking is handled decently, especially on the 8GB RAM variants, which I have here. Gaming is decent. PUBG, Call of Duty, and Asphalt run comfortably on medium settings. After longer sessions, this smartphone does warm up a bit, but it doesn't aggressively throttle or start lagging as much. This isn't a performance monster, and it's not pretending to be one. it's just reliable. One of the biggest upgrades over the Note 14 is software. The Redmi Note 15 ships with Android 15 out of the box, running HyperOS 2, and Xiaomi is promising up to 4 years of major updates. That's a big deal in this segment. It means this smartphone is built to last, not just physically but software-wise too. HyperOS 2 feels cleaner and more polished than older Redmi software, with better battery management and fewer annoying interruptions. The most annoying part is the bloatware it comes with, most of which can be uninstalled. If you keep your phones for years, this alone adds serious value to the Redmi Note 15. Now let's talk about the cameras, and yes, if you're coming from the Note 14 4G, this will sound very familiar. The main 108 megapixel camera is exactly the same system, no new sensors, no ultra-wide lens added, no surprises. In good lighting, photos look okay and reasonably detailed. Dynamic range is decent and HDR does a good job. Now, these photos are usable when you have the right lighting, but I wouldn't say this is a camera-centric smartphone. You are not using this smartphone for the best social media posts. In low light, results are a hit or miss. Sometimes you get a usable shot, sometimes noise creeps in. It's fine for the price, but it's not a camera upgrade if you already own the Redmi Note 14. The 20 megapixel selfie camera is okay, good lighting gives good results, low light not so much. The video on the smartphone maxes out at 1080p and there's no good stabilization, so handheld footage can be shaky with this one. That's the same experience with the front-facing video, which maxes out at 1080p on the smartphone. It's going to be shaky if you move a lot. This is a practical camera setup and not a creative one. And if you are on an older smartphone, maybe the Redmi Note 12 or something else entirely, you don't necessarily have to buy brand new devices either. You can actually check out my website at celltech.ng, where you find older devices I've reviewed on this channel in very good condition, usually at much better prices. It's a good option if you're trying to save some money but still want something reliable. I have the Redmi Note 13 series on there and would add the Redmi Note 14 series in a few days after comparing with these new devices. So I have a link in the description box below, and also you can scan this QR code to get there. Okay, back to the video. Now let's talk about the real reason a lot of people will buy this smartphone, and that will be the battery. Redmi has increased the capacity from 5500 mAh to 6000 on the Redmi Note 15. And yes, you feel it. Light users can easily get 2 full days on the smartphone, and heavy users will still end the day comfortably. Charging is still 33 watts, which hasn't changed, but because the battery lasts so long, charging speed stops being a big concern. You can charge it up to 50% in a little over 30 minutes and up to 100% in about 80 minutes. What is new here and genuinely useful is an 18 watts reversed wired charging. You can plug a USB-C cable from this smartphone into another smartphone or accessory and charge it directly. So it turns the Redmi Note 15 into a mini power bank. And once you use it, even once, you realize how handy it is. Before we go any further, if you like tech reviews that are honest, practical, and actually help you decide what to buy, why not hit the like, share, and subscribe button? That helps us a bunch. Thank you. Now let's talk about the price, because this is where the Redmi Note 15 starts making a lot of sense. In Nigeria, the base 6GB RAM variant and 128GB storage goes for 264,800 naira, which is roughly $180. The 8GB and 256 storage option, which I have here, goes for around 299,900 naira or $200. This is one of those smartphones where you don't feel like you're overpaying and you don't feel like you're settling either. It sits comfortably in that good value zone. If you're coming from the Redmi Note 14, this is not that huge of an upgrade. You're getting the better battery life, a brighter and slightly larger display, improved water and dust resistance, longer software support, and reverse wired charging. If you're happy with the Redmi Note 14, you don't have to rush. But if battery life, display quality, and long-term software support matter to you, this phone makes a strong case. Another thing to consider if you're coming from an older Redmi device or Redmi Note or another budget phone entirely, the Redmi Note 15 is an easy recommendation. It's not flashy, it's not pretending to be the best camera or flagship device for the price. It just gets the important things right. So let me know in the comment section below, would you upgrade from the Redmi Note 14 to the Redmi Note 15, which is this smartphone? Also, do check out where I compared this smartphone against the Redmi Note 15 Pro and the Samsung Galaxy A17 here. Catch you in one of those videos. Cuídate.